So today I'm gonna build a really fun and affordable lawn game that is very simple to put together with scraps that you may have around. So let's do that. So first up, Matt cut up some plywood for me, and he adjusted the angle on the table saw for a couple of pieces, and I'll show that in a second. Now, Matt's the one who really wanted a lawn game, mostly because he really likes throwing things. He and his family are all into sports and competition, and I didn't grow up that way at all. I mean, I grew up in Sweden and we were not a very competitive family. So it's taken me a little while to really get into that, but now, yeah, I want to win too. Okay, so I've got all the pieces for this game lying here now. So I'm using scraps, so here I put together two pieces with pocket screws on the other side here. I got this side here cut at an angle, about 13 degrees. And I also have this side cut at an angle as well, and that's so it will lean and be nice and sturdy. This is the idea. Okay, and on the other side, I'm gonna attach this piece, and this is just to keep it stable so it doesn't warp. I decided to make 4 holes of different sizes, and I'll put the measurements that I ended up using in the description. Then I began cutting the holes until I realized how dusty it was getting, and then I moved outside instead. Since this is going to be outside, I wanted to make sure I spackled all the pocket holes to prevent moisture from affecting the plywood. And then some paint on all sides. And then a little testing. I think Darwin was the most excited here. But just to see how difficult each hole was to reach, so I could determine what the scoring points should be like. I sketched out some circles around each hole, as well as numbers, and then I painted each one in a different color, although I used a silver color on the inside of each ring. And here I just wanted something bright and colorful. Okay, and to throw with, I decided to make some leather pouches. This is scrap leather pieces, but of course if you don't have that around, you can just use any fabric or vinyl instead. So I folded a piece in half and cut rounded corners, then punched holes, and started sewing it shut using heavy-duty waxed thread. I looked around at some websites where they sold cornhole games, and it seemed like the bags tended to break a lot, so I wanted to make something pretty durable. I'm using a vise for a stitching pony, really need to make one of those, and I'm sewing with a saddle stitch, which is really strong. Then when I had sewn about 3/4 the way, I filled it with some stones and tried to pack as many in as possible. Okay, time to try the game out. So I have 4 holes, scored 1, 3, 10 and 20 points, and I have 4 leather pouches. Darwin got a little too excited, so he was confined to garden jail. Now, I think any game is more fun if you have some rules associated with them. So after careful consideration, these are the rules that we came up with. 1. Each person has 4 chances per round. 2. A round is worth 1 point, no matter the totals. 3. If you call out a value ahead of time, the point value doubles. 4. If you complete the cycle of values in a single round, the point value doubles. 1, 3, 10, 20, so you get a total of 2 plus 6 plus 20 plus 40. 5. These rules apply for any agreed upon throwing distance. I'm at 70! Oh my god! I also want to really thank my patrons for supporting my work. Now, every week I do a private Patreon vlog where I do a little bit behind the scenes, kind of what's going on. So if you want to support my channel and the work that I do, check out my Patreon campaign in the description below. But yeah, otherwise I think this kind of game is really fun. because first of all, it's not very complicated. The concept is so simple, so anyone could be invited to play along. Also, I like that you can just change the distance depending on, like, if it's kids, you can be really close by, and like adults can be farther away, and you make it more difficult the farther away you are. I guess that's about it. I like when you make up rules and you can kind of change the rules to make it more challenging. So let me know if you can think of any good rules that I didn't think about to make it more fun, and also if you would make something like this. Maybe you would have some good ideas on how to improve it or change it to make it work for you and your situation. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye.